Hello everyone. In this video, we will study about the most economical circular channel section and also the conditions for the most economical circular channel section and flow for the circular channel section. In previous videos, we have studied the most economical rectangular channel sections and also the most economical trapezoidal channel sections. Okay, so we'll move further for the circular section. Here, as I have already explained that how circular channel or how the pipe flow is how the pipe flow is defined as the OC, that is open channel. Okay, now the condition for pipe flow to be most economical one or condition for the pipe flow to be open channel is one of the most important condition is the water surface water which is flowing through the pipe, that water surface must be below the top of the pipe. Okay, that means the pipe should not be fully flowing. Okay, that pipe must not be fully flowing, there must be some space in between top of the pipe and the water surface. Okay, then and then only that pipe flow it is classified as the open channel flow. Okay, now how to calculate the discharge or flow through that open channel? Firstly, we are going to calculate the flow through circular channel, and the next we will move for the most economical circular channels. Okay, now here, as I have already explained you, when the level of liquid in pipe is below the top of the pipe, then it is classified as the open channel flow. Okay, now the rate of the flow through that circular channel is determined from the depth of the water and the angle which is subtended by that water surface, top of the water surface, to the center of your pipe. Okay, center of your circular channel. Okay, here in this figure you can see that the R is your radius of this circular channel section. Here this is the radius and this is also the radius. O is obviously your center of that circular channel. Here you can see that the dotted portion shows the water depth. Okay, this is your total water. Okay, which is at the depth D. Now this water surface ACB, this top of the water surface is subtending a angle to the center of this circular channel. Okay, that angle is 2 theta and half of that angle is your theta. Okay, here you can see this angle is your theta and the whole angle which is subtended by the water surface ACB at the center of the pipe is 2 theta. Okay, and this angle is in radians. Now the weighted perimeter, here you can see that the whole pipe is not weighted by this water. Okay, so the weighted perimeter we can calculate by using your radius and the angle which is subtended by this water surface. So r into 2 theta, that is 2r theta, is your weighted perimeter of this open channel. Circular open channel. Now the weighted area of this circular OC can be calculated by using this. You can see here that OADB is your total area. Okay, but the weighted area is only ACBD. Okay, ACBD. or that means the ADBA. Now this area can be calculated by this whole area minus the triangle area. Okay, now this whole OADBO is your sector. Okay, so the dotted portion can be calculated, the area of this dotted portion can be calculated by using area of this whole sector minus the area of this triangle. Okay, now the sector is from O A D B O. This is your sector minus triangle OAB. Okay, triangle OAB. So how to find out the area of a sector in a circle? Area of a sector in a circle is half of radius square into the theta. Theta, that means the angle which is subtended by that sector. Okay, so here the angle subtended by sector is 2 theta. Okay, so we can directly write down as r square 2 theta divided by 2. Okay, r square 2 theta divided by 2. That 2 will get cancelled and remaining value is your only r square theta. Okay, if you are not understanding this, you can directly apply the formula for uh, area of a sector, that is half r square into theta. Okay, remember only one thing, that the theta must be the angle which is subtended by that sector only. Okay, here the angle which is subtended by the sector is 2 theta, so I have cancelled the denominator and numerators 2 value. Okay, so the 2 will get cancelled and remaining is r square theta. Now the area of triangle ABO. As you all are aware about how to find out the area of a triangle is half base into height. Okay, half base into height. Here base is your AB, A to B, and height is your OC. So half AB into OC. Now this A to B value can be divided into two equal parts. Okay, can be divided into two equal parts, that is BC plus AC. As I have explained, these are the two equal parts. So AB can be written as 2 times the BC. Okay, AB can be written as 2 times the BC. So here 2BC into CO by 2 will be the area of your triangle. Now here the value of BC, this BC can be calculated by using this theta. Okay, and this CO can be also calculated by using this theta. As this is the opposite side of your theta, this will be of sine component, and as this is the adjacent side of this theta, this will be the cos component of your theta. Okay, so BC will be r sine theta and OC will be your r cos theta. Okay, so here I have written as r sine theta and r cos theta. This two will get cancelled and remaining value is r square theta. So no, this 2 will not get cancelled because we need this in the formula, whole formula. So keep it as it is. You can see here that r and r will get multiplied as r square, and remaining will be your 2 sine theta cos theta. Okay, 2 sine theta cos theta will be sine of 2 theta. That's why that denominator and numerator 2 uh, will not cancel out. Okay, so keep it as it is. You will get 2 sine theta cos theta here, 2 sine theta cos theta, and 2 sine theta cos theta will be your sine of 2 theta. Okay, sine of 2 theta. So the remaining is r square into bracket theta minus sine of 2 theta divided by 2. Okay, this is your weighted area, and the weighted perimeter is r square r 2 theta. Okay, so by using this we can calculate the hydraulic radius or a hydraulic mean depth as m equals to weighted area upon weighted perimeter. Okay, weighted area upon weighted perimeter. The m comes out to be r divided by 2 theta in bracket theta minus sine of 2 theta divided by 2. Okay, here p is calculated, a is calculated, and m is calculated. So discharge can be calculated by using q equals to ac root mi. Okay, by using a Chase's equation. Now we'll move further for the examples on flow through a circular channel section. Now, as we have studied the same condition for flow through circular channel section, this example will be easy for you to understand. Now, example is, find the discharge through a circular channel or a circular pipe of diameter 3 meters if the depth of water in the pipe is 1 meter and the pipe is laid at a slope of 1 in 1000. Take the value of Chase's constant as 70. Now here in this problem they have given that the channel section is a circular pipe. Diameter of that circular pipe is 3 meters. Depth of water in that pipe is 1 meters. And the bed slope, that is I, is, that means pipe is laid at the slope of, that means your bed slope is 1 in 1000. Okay, and C also given, that is the value of Chase's constant, C is 70. Now as diameter is given as 3 meters, so radius will be half of your diameter, that is 1.5 meters. Now from this figure you have to find out this OC and AO, that is your radius is nothing but your 1.5 meters, and OC, this OC will be this radius, that is OD minus your CD. Okay, this OD is nothing but your radius and this CD is nothing but the depth of water. So the value of OC will be 1.5, that is R minus 1. Okay, 0.5 meters. Now the cos of theta. Okay, here the theta value is not given, so here we have calculated the value of OC. Okay, as the OC is the cos component of your theta, we can easily find out the value of theta from OC equals to R cos theta. Okay, OC equals to R cos theta. This is from the geometry, simple geometry. Now r cos theta, and r value is known to us. OC is also calculated, so cos theta will be your 1 by 3. Okay, so inverse this, you will get the value of theta as 70.53 degrees. Now that in degrees you will get the value 70.53, so convert it also in radians. For the conversion of radians, you have to multiply it by pi by 180. Okay, for the conversion of degrees to radians, you have to multiply the value in degree into the pi by 180. So in radians the value is 1.23 radians. Theta, we have now theta in both degrees and in radians. So the weighted perimeter equation, as we have already studied, the weighted perimeter equation is P equals to 2r theta. Okay, now remember one thing, when the theta is with the geometrical equation, that is sine cos theta or tan theta, cot theta, cosec theta, then when that theta is in geometrical expressions, then you have to take that theta is in degrees. Okay, and when the theta is simply 2r theta or no any geometrical expression is along with it, then take that theta in radians. Okay, because if you can see here, if uh, in this 2r theta, 2 is your constant value, r is in meters, and if you are going to take this theta in degrees, then it is not possible to multiply it. Okay, so you have to convert the theta in degrees into the radians. Okay, when it is not in the geometrical expressions, when it is along with the geometrical expressions, that means here you can see that it is with sine. Okay, sine theta or with cos theta, tan theta, then you have to take that theta in degrees. Okay, because sine theta value we have the value of sine theta in normal number, whole number. Okay, so we can multiply this value with r or with theta. Okay, so remember one thing, when the theta is in is along with the geometrical expressions, then take that theta in degrees, and when it is alone, take that theta is in radians. Okay, so here for the weighted perimeter 2r theta, this theta should be in radians. Okay, the value of r they have given as 1.5 and the radians theta is 1.23. So the weighted perimeter will be 3.69 meters. Now the weighted area. The formula for weighted area also we have calculated as r square in bracket theta minus sine of 2 theta divided by 2. Okay, here theta is, here it should be in radians and here it should be in degree because it is with sine component. So substitute the values in proper manner and you will get the value of area as 2.06 meters square. Now the perimeter value is known and the area is also known. So we can find out the hydraulic mean depth, that is M. m equals to a by p. So the m value comes out to be 0.5582 meters. Now the discharge, we have to find out the discharge. So discharge can be calculated by q equals to AC root mi. AC root mi. Now A is 2.06, C they have given Chase's constant as 70, and root m value is 0.5582, and I is 1 by 100. So the discharge comes out to be 3.407 meter cube per second. Okay, 3.407 meter cube per second. Now we'll move further for the most economical circular channel section. These examples are very much similar with the previous one, so I'll skip that and we'll move further for the most economical circular section. Now for the most economical section, as we have already studied, the discharge through the channel section should be maximum. Okay, for a constant cross sectional area, constant slope of bed, and also the constant resistant coefficient. But for the circular channel, we can't maintain the area of flow similar. Okay, as the boundaries of whole the channel are circular in shape. Okay, so water can be flow in any direction with the whole channel section. Okay, because there are no boundary for the circular channel section, that means whole perimeter is circle. Okay, so that water will be flow with different areas. Okay, so as the area is changing, what happened, the weighted area and weighted perimeter also changed. Okay, the depth will be changing. So the area and perimeter is also changing. Therefore the in case of circular channel, for the most economical section, two conditions occur. Okay, first is the condition of maximum velocity and the condition for maximum discharge. Okay, we'll move for the first condition, condition for maximum velocity for circular section. Okay, now here in this figure, the same figure as we learned before, d is your depth of flow, your r is the radius, and 2 theta is the angle subtended by the water surface at the center of your pipe or your open channel. Okay, and this whole channel is at the slope of I. Now as this is the condition for maximum velocity, here we have to take the equation for maximum velocity. Okay, and as this is the open channel, we can take the expression of Chase's constant. Okay, V is C root mi. This is the expression for the velocity of flow according to the Chase's formula. V equals to C root mi. This m can be written as root of a by p into I. Now this velocity through the circular channel will be maximum when the perimeter or hydraulic mean depth when the hydraulic mean depth of that given channel is maximum. Okay, now this hydraulic mean depth is the function of theta. Okay, why? Because the hydraulic mean depth contains A and P, that is area and perimeter. Okay, and for the circular channel section, area formula we have already studied and perimeter is also already studied. Both the expressions have the theta variable. Okay, and you can also imagine that when a water is flowing through a circular pipe, it can swing in any direction. Okay, as it swings, what happened, the angle which is subtended by that water surface, that angle will be changing. Okay, as that angle is changing, all the parameters will be changing, so the variable here is theta only. Okay, so here we can differentiate this hydraulic mean depth with respect to theta. Okay, as this whole area and perimeter both the functions of theta. Okay, now firstly, the area formula is weighted area is r square theta minus sine of 2 theta divided by 2, and the value of weighted perimeter is given as P equals to 2r theta. Now we have to differentiate this. So here the basic formulas for differentiation of division you have to know. The differentiation will be P derivative of numerator, A derivative of denominator divided by denominator square. Okay, divided by denominator square, that must be equal to 0. Now here the derivation of area should be known and the derivation of perimeter should be known. So we can separately find out the derivation of area and the derivation of perimeter. Okay, so the derivation of area will be r square 1 minus cos of 2 theta, and the derivation of perimeter is 2r. Okay, now substitute these both values in this equation. You will get by doing the mathematical calculations, you will get the value as sine 2 theta divided by cos of 2 theta equals to 2 theta. Okay, this sine by cos will be tan. Okay, so tan of 2 theta will be your 2 theta. Now here we have to do the trial and error method. Okay, to find out the value of 2 theta or the theta. That means the tan 2 theta should be equal to 2 theta. Okay, or approximately equal to 2 theta. So here the trial and error method was used and they found that 2 theta value is 257 degrees 30 minutes. Okay, now as this is the value of 2 times the theta, so divided by 2 you will get the value of theta equals to 128 degrees 45 minutes. Okay, now remember the theta value for maximum velocity condition is 128 degrees 45 minutes. Okay, now the depth of flow. Here from this figure, the depth of flow D can be calculated by this whole depth, that is O to D minus this OC. Okay, this is the repeating phenomenon. You can see here that OD minus OC, that O to D will be your radius, and OC, as I have already explained, the cos component of theta, that is R cos of theta. Okay, so theta value we have already calculated, so substitute it in the space of theta. You will get the depth for flow for the maximum velocity as 0.81 d. Okay, 0.81 d. Here simply you have to know how to calculate or how to do the mathematical calculations of geometric functions. You will get the value of d, that is depth, as 0.81 times the diameter of that open channel. Okay, that means the depth of flow for maximum velocity, the depth of flow in a circular channel should be equal to 0.81 times the diameter of channel. Okay, now from this we can find out the hydraulic mean depth for maximum velocity. Okay, m equals to a by p, that is weighted area divided by weighted perimeter. Okay, so m here can be written as r square theta minus sine of 2 theta divided by 2 whole divided by 2r theta. Okay, here the value of the angle we have calculated as 2 to 128 degrees 45 minutes. But as I have already explained, when theta is alone, that means when theta is not along with the geometrical expressions, then and then only that theta value should be taken into the radians. Okay, and when it is in the along with the geometrical expressions, then we have to take that theta value in degrees. Okay, so here we have calculated the theta value in degrees, that is 128 degrees 45 minutes. So again we have to convert it in radians also. Because in area equation you can see here that the theta is alone also and is with the geometrical expressions also. So put in radians, we have to consider the radian value here, and we have to consider the degree value here. Okay, so substitute the proper places. You will get the value m as 0.611 r. Okay, but if we have to know the value in diameter, then this r can be written as d by 2. So for maximum velocity, the hydraulic mean depth comes out to be 0.3 times the diameter of circular channel. Okay, so this is for the maximum velocity. For maximum velocity, theta value is 128 degrees 45 minutes, and the hydraulic mean depth is 0.3 times the diameter. Okay, you have to remember these conditions. Firstly, you have to remember the value of theta for maximum velocity and for maximum discharge. Okay, as we have done the procedure for maximum velocity, the same procedure we have to do here for the maximum discharge. Okay, here as this is the maximum discharge, here the expression for q should be taken. Okay, in previous one we have taken the expression for velocity v equals to c root mi. Okay, here we have to multiply that velocity by area. That means q equals to ac root mi. Now this a and m can be wholly written as c root of a cube by p I. That means they have converted this m into a by p, and for taking this area inside the bracket we have to square it and take it inside. So area into a square will be a cube. So a cube by p into I. Now for the for this condition, the discharge will be maximum for these constant values of c and I when this a cube by p value is maximum. Okay, this discharge will be maximum when a cube by p is maximum. Okay, so again, as we have differentiated the a by p with respect to theta, here also we have to differentiate a cube by p with respect to theta. Okay, a cube by p with respect to theta. Now differentiate it in the same manner as before. You will get the value as 3pa square dA by d theta minus a cube dp by d theta is equal to 0. Okay, here you can see that a square is common, so we can divide it by a square. You will get 3p dA by d theta minus a dp by d theta. Okay, so here also we have to know the differentiation of area and the differentiation of perimeter. Okay, as before we have calculated the area differentiation of areas and perimeter. We can substitute directly the values of differentiations, and you will get the 2 theta value as 308 degrees. Okay, and the theta will be 154 degrees. Okay, approximately 154 degrees will be your theta. Now the depth of flow for the maximum discharge can be calculated as before by using the radius and the cos function of your theta. Okay, that means d will be your radius minus r of cos theta. Here substitute the value of theta, you will get the depth of flow for maximum discharge will be approximately equal to 0.95 into diameter of circular channel. Okay, for the maximum discharge through a circular channel, the depth of flow is equals to 0.95 times its diameter. Okay, now we'll move further for the calculation of hydraulic mean depth. Okay, here they have not given the hydraulic mean depth calculation, but you can find out the hydraulic mean depth by using m equals to a by p. Okay, and for that you have to remember that whenever theta is not with the geometric function, you have to take the value in radians, and whenever it is with the geometric functions, you have to take that value in degrees. Okay, so consider it and find out the value of hydraulic mean depth. So we'll move further for the numericals. Here the first numerical, the rate of flow of water through a circular channel of diameter 0.6 meters is 150 liters per second. Find the slope of bed. Find the slope of bed of channel for maximum velocity c equals to 60. Here they have given as Chassis constant equals to 60, and the diameter of that circular channel is given as 0.6 meters. Okay, the discharge is also given. Discharge is given in liters per second. Here you have to take care of the units also. Discharge, that is rate of flow of water, is given as 150 liters per second. So convert this 150 into meter cube per second. For the conversion of liters into meter cube per second, you have to multiply it by 10 raised to minus 3. So 150 liters per second should be equal to your 0.15 meter cube per second. Now the diameter is 0.6 and the value of C is 60. Now this is you have to find the slope of bed for maximum velocity. Okay, they asked us to find out the I for maximum velocity condition, not for the maximum discharge. Okay, so for maximum velocity you have to remember what is the value of theta for maximum velocity. As there are two values of theta, one is for maximum velocity and second is for maximum discharge. For maximum velocity, the value of theta is 128 degrees 45 minutes, and for maximum discharge, the value of theta is 154 degrees. Okay, so this here the condition is for maximum velocity. Okay, so for maximum velocity, depth of flow can be given as d equals to 0.81 times the diameter of your channel. This formula is also you have to remember, that is the depth of flow is 0.81 times the diameter. Okay, this is for the maximum velocity. So substitute the value of diameter here, you will get the depth of flow as 0.486 meters. Okay, now the theta we have known already is 128 degrees 45 minutes. This value is in degree minutes, so convert it in radians. For the conversion of radian, we have to multiply the degrees into pi by 180. Okay, so the value in radians is 2.247. Okay, now as for the maximum velocity, the hydraulic mean depth is given as 0.3 times the diameter of the circular channel, you can directly find out the value of m as 0.3 into diameter 0.6. Okay, so the m comes out to be 0.18 meters. Okay, only the thing is that you have to remember all the formulas related to the maximum velocity condition and the maximum discharge condition. Okay, now for the we have to equate this value by the theoretical value also. Okay, so by for cross checking this, firstly we can find out the perimeter. Perimeter is P equals to 2r theta. Here theta is alone, so take it in the radians. You will get the value of perimeter as 1.3482 meters. Okay, now the perimeter value is known and also the hydraulic mean depth is known. But for calculation of discharge, the area is not given. Okay, so find out the area by using the formula of hydraulic mean depth. You can get the A as m into P. Okay, m we have already calculated at 0.18 and perimeter is 1.3482. So the area value is 0.2426 meters square. Okay, now the remaining thing is very simple. Use the expression for discharge by using J.G.'s constant. You will get the value of your bed slope as 1 in 1694.7. Okay, this is the very simple example and this example is related to the maximum velocity condition. Okay, now we will see the example which contains both the conditions, that is maximum velocity and the maximum discharge. Okay, here the example is a concrete lined circular channel of diameter 3 meters has a bed slope of 1 in 500. Work out the velocity and flow rate for the conditions of first is maximum velocity and second is maximum discharge. Assume chasis C equals to 50, that is 50. Here they have asked us to find out the velocity and flow rate. Okay, velocity and discharge for the both conditions, that is maximum velocity also and the maximum discharge also. They have given the diameter and the I value, that is bed slope, as 1 in 500 and the Chasis constant is also given as 50. Now first, velocity and discharge for maximum velocity condition. Now here for solving this, you have to remember the value of theta. I am again repeating, for maximum velocity the theta value is 128 degrees 45 minutes and for the discharge, maximum discharge, the theta value is 154 degrees. Okay, now use these values and first find out the weighted perimeter. Weighted perimeter is 2r theta. Convert this theta value in radian and use here in the weighted perimeter formula. You will get the weighted perimeter as 6.0 741 meters. Okay, the R can be known by using the diameter of channel. Okay, now the area of flow. The area of flow can be calculated by using R square theta minus sine 2 theta by 2. So here theta should be in radians, and here along with the sine function theta should be in degrees. Okay, so area will be 6.1537 meter square. Now by using this perimeter and area, we can calculate the hydraulic mean depth, and also by using the formula as 0.3 into the diameter, we can find out also the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, we can use both the formulas, that is by using diameter also we can find out the hydraulic mean depth, and by using the area and perimeter we can find out the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, here the weighted perimeter and area is already calculated, so divide it and find out the mean depth as 0.912. Okay, I value is known to us, so the velocity for maximum velocity is v equals to c root mi. Substitute the values, you will get 2.135 meters per second as the velocity, and discharge will be, multiply the value of velocity into area, you will get the discharge as 13.138 meter cube per second. This is for the maximum velocity condition. Okay, now for the maximum discharge condition, again as I have already explained, you have to remember the value of theta for maximum discharge. The maximum for the maximum discharge, theta value is 154 degrees. So again by using that theta value, you have to find out the area, weighted area, and the weighted perimeter. Okay, here the value of weighted area comes out to be 6.934 meter square, and the perimeter is 8.0634 meters. Okay, by using this area value and the perimeter value, you can find out the hydraulic mean depth as before by using the expression as area divided by perimeter, that is weighted area divided by weighted perimeter. Okay, the hydraulic mean depth is 0.8599. So again find out the velocity and discharge. For the maximum discharge condition, velocity is c root mi equals to 2.0735 meters per second, and the discharge value is 14.377 meter cube per second. Now in both the conditions, here you can see that for maximum discharge condition, discharge value comes out to be maximum, that is 14. Okay, and here for velocity condition you can see that the velocity value is comes out to be maximum. Okay, so for the circular channel there are two conditions. First is for maximum velocity and second is for maximum discharge. Okay, now up to this we have covered the uniform flow, and in the uniform flow we have covered the most economical channel sections. Okay, in most economical channel sections we have covered the rectangular channel section, trapezoidal channel section, and also the circular channel section. Okay, in next video we will see the non-uniform flow. Okay, up to this we have covered all the topics in uniform flow for the open channels. Okay, thank you.